All right, everyone, what is up? First of all, I just want to wish all of you a very happy new year, and I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. Or for my Jewish brothers out there, I hope you had a wonderful Hanukkah season. Anyways, to start off the new year, I wanted to produce a video in regards to hopefully I can help some of you be more efficient at fabricating. So, anyways, I have a couple things set up here that I wanted to run through. And then I also have a project that I kind of wanted to share with you that I'm probably about halfway through. Um, so I wanted to explain that to you. And hopefully, if some of you all that have projects going on or tentatively might have projects going on, that this might be helpful for you and make it a more prosperous and profitable 2022. So let's get into this. All right, so what I have here, this is going to be a wine rack enclosure. It's a little bit over 9 feet tall. And so I hope this kind of makes sense to you. And so I'm in the process of building a couple of doors for this enclosure, and so what they're going to be made out of is 1.5 by 3/16 angle iron. And so what I do in most cases when I have a project that requires some type of repetitive steps in it, what I'll do is I'll take some angle iron and I will clamp it to the edge of my welding table. So I got this one here on this side with some vice grips, and then on this side over here, what I did was I went ahead and I just tacked a piece in place. And so what I did was so I pulled my measurements that I'm going to be needing, so my distance from here to this side here, and I squared it up with a steel square, so it's as square as I can possibly get it underneath the circumstances. And then I'll take it this side here, double check this side like that. It's nice and square. And then move that out of the way, bring in my pieces, slide them in, bring it in, slide it in. And then what you can also do is clamp everything in place when you're ready to go. And then what I did on this project here, I went ahead and notched it. I didn't do a 45 because sometimes 45s can get a little bit tricky. So I got a little bit of a gap there, which I'm fine with. That's totally fine. There you go. And then you always want to go back and grab your square, and you can find any place that you're happy with and just double check your work, make sure that's nice and square. And then the thing about doing this type of layout, I like this method because of your ability to be able to reach in. You can get a tack here, and a tack here, and then you go ahead and flip it around. And then once you have some really good tacks going on, you could pick up your material, flip it over, and get your other end done, and it'll be really nice and square. Another thing too that I like about notching is the available space or surface area that you have to weld to. You have a significant more amount of surface area to weld to versus just doing a straight 45. Anyway, so that's, if you have a project coming up that is going to be repetitive, if you're going to be building doors, barn doors, or anything that needs to be really square. I've been doing this for 20 some years and it's worked great for me. All right, so I want to move on to another tip here that I want to share with you. So this is called a half clamp. So basically, if you have a situation like this where you're building a trailer or any type of a large object, or it can be any type of an object, and you have issues from thermal distortion from your weld shrinking and stuff like that, and sometimes things can just pull themselves out of square. What I do here is I get a half clamp here, and if you make one of these, you want to make sure that your tail section is a lot longer, because that gives you a lot more leverage. So let me go ahead and give you a very brief demonstration on this, and I have one more tip I want to share with you, so hold tight 1 second. All right, so what I did there was I just gave it a really tiny tack just for the sake of demonstration. So let me show you this here. I'm gonna pull you out of the stand, sorry. And you can just take with your finger. See, I need to bring it down. And you can just feel it. See, right there, we've got a really nice smooth transition. And then you just go ahead and tack it in. And then when you get done, you just loosen it up here like this. And just pull it forward. And you just break your tack off. Take your buffing wheel and just buff it off. Sorry for the sound. So anyways, and then that's how one of the ways you can use a half clamp. Works great. I used to be a welder at a place called Capital Engineering in Phoenix back in my late teens and early 20s, building cotton gins. You can also use this if you're using a giant slip roll machine and you're rolling a piece of tubing. If you have like a bunch of these, you could use them all in series, and they work phenomenal for lining up welds for making tubing. Now, if you have an old pair of vice grips or inexpensive clamping pliers that are knockoffs of vice grips, what you can do is you can take and put a nice tack on each jaw. So if you had a project that you needed to draw it in closer, you just wanted to pull it into I guess manage your gap, I guess. What you can do is just take your vice grips and you just tack them into place and just clamp it like you're clamping anything else, and it will draw in your gap. So let me tack this up and just give you a brief demo. All right, so as you can see, I got it tacked up, and it's really kind of, so what you want to do is, how that one, it's so cold it didn't stick. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. So I'm trying to do this one-handed. It's a little bit tricky. So what you can do now is, once you get everything how you want it, you get happy, just go ahead and bring it in. This is not perfect, but it's just to give you a loose idea on a better way to be able to use a different way of using your vice grips. And then once you get done, you just take and you just pull it over and snap your tacks. So anyways, that's about all for today. I hope this was helpful. And anyways, let me get you turned around. Anyways, like I said, sorry if I sound repetitive or redundant. I hope that was helpful, and I hope it can help anybody who watches this video become a more profitable, more experienced, a more precise fabricator, to be more profitable. And someday we will get into talking money. You know, always remember this: why would you ever want less money for a project? So anyways, I'm at 26fe.ironworks if you want to follow me on Instagram and see other projects that I've done. Anyways, stay safe and be blessed, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.